All right, guys, I got my car back. Long story short, there'll be a video on that later. But now I'm off to the exhaust shop because I've been waiting on these bad boys. And there she is. I won't do a complete walk around video today because that's not the purpose of this video. So this is the problem that we're gonna deal with today. We had the exhaust tips fall off while it was in paint. Now this wasn't Apex fault. The exhaust work that was done previously was very poor. Even saw the conditions of the welds before. It was very bad. Didn't even use stainless steel. So we're going to get that sorted. So what you can see here is the exhaust tip that fell off. You can see from this brake is that it wasn't actually welded on to the rest of the exhaust. It was kind of clamped into place. And what probably happened over time is that that clamp slowly backed off and then the tip fell off. So the car's throwing a code. The welder that I brought the car to, he's like, we can't reuse this. I'm not going to throw this back on. And as you can kind of see, stainless steel wasn't used. There was no elbow joint used, kind of ramrodded 2 different pieces of pipe. And we're going to do it better this time around. So that's where we're at. So obviously walking around or driving around with only one tip isn't the greatest look. So wanted to get that fixed as soon as possible. But one of the things that delayed that process was getting the right tips. So it's not as simple as picking any cool tip and slapping it on the back of the car. That's how simple it was the first time. And that's probably the reason that, it kind of looks how it looks right now, right? So one of the big problems is that there aren't a lot of clearances, right, when you're working back there, right? So you need a very, very short tip, right? And the MR2 also, the exhaust piping is only 2 inches, right? So I want a tip that has a 2-inch inlet, a 4-inch outlet, and is only like 4.5 inches long, right? So that kind of tip doesn't really exist, right? So I had to get one, custom made, right? And I reached out to the guys at Brocket Built, and they were very helpful. And even though they didn't have the 2 to 4 inches listed on their website, I sent them an email and they said that they were willing to do it. Now, I thought I was going to get like a miniaturized version of this cool tip that we see here, but it's really a much more simple design. And this is something that the welder that's going to be welding on it, he most definitely could have done something like this, but he didn't have the tooling to get that cool little bend that it's, in these photos. But again, the guys at Brocket are a godsend, because this would have been something that would have been difficult. Because I also thought I didn't want something this simple, and I kind of like it. It's kind of elegant. Like it looks cool. So that's it. That's a wrap. It's a short video. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on. We'll probably post more, quite a bit more in the next 2 weeks. So stay apprised, and thank you guys for watching.